Kia ora koutou and welcome to this next tutorial video. This is setting up your first multi-track project for NCEA Level 1. The whole idea around this is starting a new project is where most students either they set themselves up for an easy NCEA submission or make more work for themselves later. So I'm going to show you how to set it up right in under 4 minutes is the plan. So before you start to record a single note, you'll need to look at your tempo. So for me, for this submission, I'm going to decide to make some sort of, I don't know, music for airports, slower music, just because that's what I'm feeling like right now. Recording time is 10:42 p.m. I want to make something reasonably chill. So I'm going to drop the BPM way down. Probably might go to 67. The kids will love that. 67 BPM, because why not? That's the calming sound. And then I'm going to keep it in 4/4, nice and simple, easy to count. I'm going to choose my instrument. So if I want to add a track, I would go to virtual instruments. That will create some instruments for me. I'm going to select this first one. You also have voice audio, which will use your laptop speakers, or if you've got the access, there's a microphone just there that is like a condenser microphone, but we'll talk more to that later if you want to record using that. For now, let's just focus on what we have, which might just be a Chromebook, and you might just be restricted to Chromebook speakers. So we'll just work with what we've got and make a submission that is this. Alright, so I'm going to go down to more of a pad sort of a sound. I'm definitely going that more atmosphere. Alright, so I want to make something that's going to be spacious and have this kind of sound in a way that feels as though, and I'm going to name it Atmosphere Pad, feels as though it's spacey and cool and has that like, maybe like Brian Eno sort of vibe. Cool. Right, so that's the general idea. I've got this kind of like basic sort of outlay there. Effectively, that would be my pad that I'm going to start a loop on, and I'll build off that. The very next thing I want to do is I want to add some basic drums to go under that maybe are very stylistically appropriate. So I might go for a pad rather than an actual sort of a sort of rock and roll sort of drum kit. So I'm going to go for some like EDM. I might even just have the kick and nothing else. So this is quite sparse, but this is achievable on a Chromebook quite easily. So and I can loop that. The next thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go into this section here. I have a look at my kicks. I click in here and then I push Control A or Command A if you're using a Mac. Many of you won't be, but if you are, it's a Command A or a Control A. And then we're just going to hit this quantize button, which will bring it all into line. You see how that just moved there? So we've now put it in time. I'm also going to do, I might just move this manually. You'll see that I played this slightly behind the beat. So I just move that. And that's worth noting, is if you can see anything that's MIDI information, you can move it after the fact, and that's really cool. Alright, so we've got this sound here. Now I just did a basic A minor form with, as you saw, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot and save it, because that's the next thing that you need for the submission for 1.1 is you need to take a screenshot of it so that you can do a little write-up at the end. It's a good habit to take anyway. Always try and make sure you save as you go along, because you never know, especially with cheaper sort of gear, just when you might come into an issue. So this isn't just a backup. NCEA moderator reports specifically mention that screenshots of your DAW tracks are one of the things that help moderators understand your process. So starting that habit now in Project 1, it'll be second nature by the time you're submitting it. Cool. Alright, so tempo and style before anything else. Clearly label the tracks that you've built, which I need to do here. I need to make sure that I put kick drum in here. Clearly label them, and then screenshot along the way. Get this sort of foundation right, and every video after this one gets easier.